I gotta say it. I say it in every single video. Ally Bank. This is a bank that I've talked about non-stop here on the channel for almost 4 years now.
Talking about Ally Bank, Graham Stephan's favorite online bank. Of course, I'm Canadian, and Graham hyping up Ally Bank so much, I wanted to look into it, and it actually has one of the most unique storefronts that I've seen out of a bank in a really long time. Of course, when I saw Ally Bank, this was a while back, but I went searching. I wanted to find a bank that worked like Ally Bank, was just a total online bank, and in Canada. And when I came across this EQ Bank, which is short for Equitable Bank, and they are located in Toronto, Ontario, which I am only an hour away from, just outside the Kitchener-Waterloo region. Now, Canada banks compared to US banks, we have very few. In Canada, we have a total of 88 banks. In the United States of America, as of December 31st, 2019, there were 5,177 commercial banks and savings institutions in the US, which compared to Canada, that is a crazy amount. So in Canada, we are, I guess, a little bit more conservative with the banks that we have. I would very much recommend, if you are in the States, to look into the banks that you are about to invest in and ensure that they are good banks. Talking about reviews about good banks, EQ Bank actually only has a 2.2 out of 5-star rating on Google, which I just found this before the video and I'm laughing my A off over here. Some of these reviews are really bad. Basically, like, it was decent until it wasn't. Customer service is trash. This one guy got his account locked out for, I don't know, some type of activity on his account, and they couldn't tell what its activity it was. But the thing with online banks is you just have to have your money parked there. If you're doing a lot of transactions, it could get flagged. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about online banks. It is not a brick and mortar bank. You can't go in and do the majority of the things that you can at a brick and mortar bank. So if you are using an online bank, and what I use EQ Bank for, is I use it just to hold some savings accounts that I throw some money into, like my emergency fund, a fund for me to get some more tattoos, because I only have 2 right now. I have this bad boy, little camera on my hand there, and then I'll have a picture up. It's on my leg, on my right calf. I have a tribal turtle, super cool. But I do want to get some more tattoos, so I do have some funds going into an account for those needs. And then I have a few other accounts, just I think one is like a down payment on a house, because eventually I want to get into real estate investing, and there's that, there's like renovations, if I need to do renovations. But honestly, my experience with EQ Bank so far has been absolutely amazing. I've had to call customer service once because I added a bank account of mine that I ended up closing, and some error came back that I couldn't transfer to that account. And they were right on it. They're like, yeah, that account actually came back as closed. I'm like, oh, my bad. So I just added the new account, and it was great. I only had to call them once. I reached them easily. A lot of these people are saying that they couldn't reach the customer service. It took a while to reach them. It didn't take too long for me, I don't believe. But they are, of course, a smaller bank than compared to, let's say, Bank of Montreal or Royal Bank of Canada, Nova Scotia Bank. They are a very small bank, so I don't know if they have the a proper amount of funds to really outsource to get those customer service agents in, and they also might not be as trained as they can be. As this one review that I read, it was basically like the agent didn't even know what the heck they were doing, which isn't great when it comes to banking needs. Why I'm in Canada and I work for a US online bank is they outsource their customer service to the company that I work for. You guys are probably wondering, like, okay, like, let me hear some more about EQ Bank. What does it look like? Here's the storefront right here. Savings Plus account earn up to 125 more than other banks. 125 times per... I don't know if they meant to say percent here, but it definitely doesn't show as it needs to be. Earn up to 125 more than other banks without fees or the other usual banking nonsense. And that's a great thing about online banks, is for the most part they do not have any monthly maintenance fees or even balance requirements. So that's great. None of that nonsense. And why other banks have it, why brick and mortar banks have it, is because they use that as a source to actually pay for the establishments, the brick and mortar establishments. That's why there's those monthly maintenance fees. I'll also go over another video where you guys can cut those monthly maintenance fees. I have a certain bank account with Bank of Montreal. That's where I do that's where most of my money goes into, and then I feed it out into EQ and investments. But I have a certain account with BMO, and if you hold a certain amount of funds in that specific account, it cuts your monthly maintenance fees. And it's $15 a month. It's $14.95 a month if I am not mistaken. That's $180 a year, if I got my calculations right. $180 a year that you would be just it's out the door. The bank's taking that. So yes, I would 1,000%, if you're looking to save money, I would 1,000% recommend that BMO account. But I'll have another video on it. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I'm going to come out with it at some point, but if there's a lot of you guys wanting to see it, then I'll come out with it as soon as I can. The products that come with EQ, they have their everyday banking, which is the regular savings account. They got joint savings account, and they got a TFSA savings account. I just have a few savings accounts. In their investments, they got GICs, which if you're watching from the States, I don't know why you'd be watching, but if you are, GICs are like certificate of deposits within the States. Same thing. You add your funds and you can't touch those funds until the date of maturity. I know with Ally Bank, they have a CD that's a no penalty CD, so you can take your funds out within the CD term. Although I don't believe with EQ, I don't think they have a GIC that's like that. It is specific, the funds are locked in the term, and you can take it out at maturity. They have an RSP savings account, which is retirement savings plan, and of course the TFSA savings. And a cool, unique thing about EQ Bank is they have international money transfers. So I believe they use TransferWise, but it's built into EQ, which is cool. So you can send international money transfers, which compared to Ally Bank, when I was researching into them, they do not. They do not send funds internationally, although I think you can use TransferWise to send funds out like as a third party, but they don't necessarily recommend it because, yeah, they don't send funds out internationally, most likely because of fraud. There's a lot of fraud that goes on with international wires and all that, so that's most likely it. But yeah, that's pretty much EQ Bank. I'll have a link down below that you guys can join EQ Bank. Of course, it is a referral link of mine, so I will get a little kickback. I believe if you guys join, we both make some money. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll include that information on the screen right here, just so you guys know. My camera battery is flashing red. Another cool thing, I actually followed EQ Bank on Twitter, and they followed me back. They only have like 2,000 something followers, so it is a brand spanking new bank. Not a lot of people know of EQ Bank yet, so I'm just bringing it forth. I'm bringing in some more awareness to EQ Bank. I appreciate you guys. If you guys are watching, anyone from EQ, if you guys are watching this video, let's work out a sponsorship. That'd be cool. If not, I'm a happy customer. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video.